So I have a little bit of resin left over from a previous project, and I was thinking what I could do with it. And I'm going to do another tic-tac-toe board, but this one I thought I'd do with these fun little unicorns. I'd just do two colors of glitter for those, and then the base I'll do another glitter, probably a chunky glitter like a white or something. So I'm trying to get these open because I haven't used them yet. I'm going to use the Cherry Blossom Iridescent from Glitter Bees on this one. And I'm going to use the Jerzy Metallic for the other side. Again, trying to get this open. I should have opened them earlier, but this kind of became a bonus project tonight. I need to get some more smaller molds to do more. More tic-tac-toe boards. I think the ones with shapes are fun, but really the turtles and these unicorns are about the only thing I have that's the right shape. So I'm gonna go pretty glitter heavy on these. I was gonna mix half in the cup and half in a cup, but because I want to keep about the same amount of glitter, and if I don't have enough, I'll kind of need to know how much I used in the first place. So that's why I'm doing it that way. Okay. So I'm just going to, I got a little piece of that silver that was on my work table in there. Now I just transferred it to the other cup. Okay. So I'm just going to split my leftover in about half and half. And then I'll go mix up some more resin and come back and pour the actual board. And then I can unmold it all at once, because if I can get all of these unicorns poured, it'll all be done at the same time, which will be nice. And I do think I dipped a little purple glitter into the pink glitter, but it'll be all right. I had mixed this cup of resin for another project and lost my head somewhere and forgot how much the mold took, apparently. So I'm just going to wipe my gloves off a little bit because they're pretty sticky. It's making it difficult. But for a full tic-tac-toe set, you need 5 of each, so hopefully this will be enough. I don't know. I don't even remember how much I need to do the actual board, to be honest. And I may have gone a little overboard with the glitter. This is pretty thick, but it should be okay. So just gonna set that down a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It's gonna be a slow pour just because of how thick it is right now. As I recall, these unicorns are all identical. I'm hoping. And I think I might only have enough for 4. So I'll have to mix up a little bit more for that last one. See, I don't think I'll be able to get enough out of my other cup. But I do need to work it around into here some. I'll grab a little stick to work it into the horns. I might be able to maybe scrape out just enough to finish at least. Nope. All right. So I'm not gonna have enough to finish the purple just yet, but I will come back in a few minutes and do that. I'm gonna turn this around. I'm sure the pink will be the same since I poured about the same amount. Let me get this mixed in. I just hate to waste resin, and you know, it was 2 ounces, but this was a project that I've been thinking, so I was like, oh, maybe that'll be enough. Again, this is super thick just because of the amount of glitter I used. So it's going to be like the purple. You might need a little help. I feel like that's way too much. Hold my pink cup over my purple. That could be bad. That one was way too full. This is not just thick because of the amount of glitter, it's also thick because this resin is reaching the end of its working time. So, in case you were wondering, it's like a combination of both. So, I'm going to come in with the other end of this stick that I used on the purple. No sense in starting a second one. And I really don't remember how much resin the actual mold took. So, I'm gonna have to guess and get some resin mixed up for that. I am gonna go ahead and spritz these quick just to pop any bubbles that are appearing on the back side while they sort of do their thing. And I'm gonna shift them to the side, and I'm gonna go mix up some resin quick and grab my mold. Okay, so I've got 8 ounces mixed up. I'm gonna drip just a tiny bit into the pink cup. I don't know if 8 ounces is going to be way too much, way too little. I'm just going to wipe my stick one more time and give it one more little stir, just to make sure I'm good, and I am. I'm just going to drop enough to do that last unicorn, hopefully, in there. And the same with the purple. So I'm going to mix that in. There's probably enough glitter left in the cup that I don't need to really add anymore. So that's ready to go. I'm going to go over and fill that quick. I'm going to go with this new pearl glitter that I have from Glitter Bay for the game board. I may mix in the tiniest hint of the purple and the pink from the unicorns themselves. I think it'll blend fine with the other color without overpowering it. So there's that one. Let's see if there's enough pink left in here. I think I actually need a tiny bit more resin and a little bit more glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to reach through here and grab a spoon. Just one of these little spoons. I'm just going to leave that uncovered because I'm going to use it again in just a second. There, that's better. That should be caught up to the other ones now. So I'm going to fill that real quick. Okay, if it's a touch lighter, it's not really the end of the world. So that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and get these gloves off quick and just grab, oh, I almost stuck them to the cup that I have turning over here. Just gonna grab a pair of vinyl gloves real quick because I'm not really gonna touch any more resin, so it should be all right. I shouldn't really have to handle it at this point. But this is my tic-tac-toe mold, my large size one. I have a mini that I haven't done anything with yet. Just make sure the inside of the mold is clean. It should be good. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix right in this cup because I'm going to use it all regardless. I'll find something else to pour it in. So I'm using this pearl from Glitter Bay. It's a white, like silvery iridescent. I don't really know what you'd call it, but it's pretty. So if I don't have enough to fill the mold this go round, what I was thinking, because this has a bit of silver to it, is that if I have to come back in with another layer, I'll do the back layer in a silver. But I'm gonna try not to mix so much in that it's a solid color. I kind of want the glitter suspended, if that makes sense. So hopefully this resin is thickening up pretty quick again, so hopefully that'll actually work to my favor for once. Hopefully, it's very difficult to tell what's bubbles and what's the fine in this white. So, and I'm mixing this right with my silicone mixing stick. I will wipe it off with a baby wipe as soon as I am finished. So I do think I'm going to come in with just a hint of the colors. Like, the barest hint. Like, that was one little tiny scoop. And I think I'm going to bring in one more. Let's see what that does. All right. So I'm going to put the cover on the pink. I'm going to bring the purple over. And I'm going to wipe that spoon off real quick just so I don't cross-contaminate. And this is darker and a metallic, not an iridescent, so it might not need as much to give it a little hint. So I'm only going to start with like a half a scoop on the purple. Yeah, and that's probably plenty once that's mixed in. So I'm going to put the top on that, and then I'm going to put the top on the white. Because like I said, I'm going to leave this tray kind of see-through. And then if I need to fill more, I'll do a silver on the top layer, which would be the bottom of the game board. So I'm going to give this a good mix just to make sure that purple is getting all the way to the bottom. And that's actually really pretty. I don't know if you can see how pretty that is or not. So I'm going to wipe my stick off as best I can. These silicone mixing sticks, I like them, but I feel like the end kind of tends to bend on one end or the other. Maybe they came like that, but they're great for just doing what you need to do. Grab a baby wipe and wipe it off immediately. And it is done, ready to go back in my cup, ready for use. That simple. So I'm going to start pouring. Oh, this is going to be super pretty and super cute with the unicorns. I think it's definitely going to need more resin, but that's fine. Like I said, I think a silver chunky on the back will be fantastic. We'll give that extra dimension. Or maybe a pink and purple alcohol swirl. I'll have to think about it overnight and then decide what I want to do from here. So that was 8 ounces so far. That's probably a little more than half. It's probably going to take about another 4 to fill completely, or fill enough where I wouldn't be worried about it being too thin. So I will come back on when I am ready to do whichever way I choose to do the next layer, because now I have 2 ideas in my head that I really like both of. So I will be back tomorrow at some point. I'm going to spritz this as always to get the bubbles. I'm going to spritz the unicorns again just to get any that have risen to the surface in the last couple minutes. And I will watch them, probably spritz them one more time. And I will be back. Okay, hopefully I can do this. I'm going to unmold those unicorns really quick. You can see a slight difference in the pink one that I did last. Hopefully it's not a big enough difference to be a problem. But I did over pour a little bit, so I do have a little bit of cleanup to do on these. But it's just a really thin over pour. So it's really not the end of the world. And that's how the purples came out. Cute. These just pop super simple out of these molds. This is actually a chocolate mold that I got at Joann's a while ago. In case you were wondering, I don't think I mentioned that before. And then I have this, which I forgot to level on the table. So this side's almost completely full and this side's a little shallow. So I don't think I need all of this resin I mixed up. And it is super cold in this room, so this is extremely bubbly right now. So I don't know. I don't really know. So I'm only going to dump a little bit into another cup. Maybe more than a little bit. I'm going to go with Silver Surfer this time to kind of darken up the background. This has a shaker, but I don't really like to shake chunkies, so I don't want a ton. But this is one of those really pretty, you can see it reflecting in the cup, the actual colors. That's what the silver reflects back as. And I'm going to go ahead and mix in a little bit of the cherry blossom again and a little bit of the Jerzy again. I'm going to see if hopefully that'll keep recording. I'm struggling this morning. So I'm just going to a little bit of the Jerzy. I'll wipe that spoon off. I'm just going to wipe it on my glove. And then I'm going to go with more of the pink, just because the pink is so much lighter of the cherry blossom. So, and if this isn't enough, I'll just pour some clear on to finish it off. But I think it should be fine. So I'm just going to grab a popsicle stick and give it a good mix. That is really pretty. Super pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour it on. Hopefully some of it will stay. Maybe I did need all of that. I really don't. I'm just having one of those. I need to find where I wrote down what this mold takes when I measured it. Or remeasure it when it's empty again. It kind of in a way doesn't matter because it's already poured thick enough to be fine. It's just because it wasn't level that it became an issue. So set that out of the way. I'm going to spread it around. And yeah, I'm going to mix in some of this clear. Because I do want it pretty full just to even it off. So I'll just mix it in the mold at this point. I think this is going to look really nice when it's done. I'm going to pull some of that back in. Just to give it a better mix. And then let it spread back out down to the end. And over the edges. I have to work it this way because this is the high side now. And it's not going to climb on its own if it's not completely full to the top. So that's all I'm doing there. And I do have a little level that I use typically when I put any of my molds down to check to make sure they're good. I just failed to actually do that last night, so that's why it was so off this morning. I leveled the tables when I moved into this space, and then as I put everything out, it kind of sunk everything down into the carpet, and it got slightly off level, but slightly off level is enough to cause problems with molds. So I will come back later when it's a little bit lighter and unmold this. Now that it'll be done, and I'll clean up the unicorns and all that. I'm going to spritz the back. Hopefully giving it that extra mix got a lot of the air out of it, but because I'm not going to babysit this for long today. Like I said, I just got out of work and I am ready for bed. But first I'm going to find something to do with this 40 mLs of resin I have mixed up. So then I'm going to head to bed. But I'll be back later. This evening or tomorrow. We do have to run out this evening, so it might not be till tomorrow that I'm ready to unmold this. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and unmold this. The back is still slightly tacky because it's been super cold in here all day, but it'll be fine. I'll show it to you and then I'll flip it back over and it can finish fully curing. All of my unicorns are good, sort of. The purple ones are all perfect. The horns all came out perfect. The pink ones, I think I'm going to re-pour 2 at some point before this set goes to sale, because these 2 are perfect. This one, I'll get to in a second, but this one has a little ding in the horn, and this one's good enough. But this one, I noticed, it doesn't have that second ear. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it was a flaw in the mold, but it makes it different than the rest. And then this one has this chip. So I will probably at some point pour 2 of those. But for now, it's good. I'm going to flip this over onto a piece of wax paper. But man, that sparkle on the back side, it is gorgeous. I'm going to put it on wax paper to unmold it just so it doesn't stick to anything. But it is super duper pretty. I am really pleased with the way that came out in the 2 layers. You can barely see on the edge where the second layer was. So overall, we are pretty happy with this. So, you know. And nobody wins. But that is a super sparkly little set of unicorn tic-tac-toe. I absolutely love it. If you like this, or if you have suggestions for smaller shapes to use, let me know what you're using or where you're getting them. Like I said, these were chocolate molds from Joann's. I don't have a local Joann's, and I haven't gotten online to look or checked Amazon yet, so. But I will probably be looking for more smaller pieces soon, because I like this better than the standard X's and O's. So give me a like, hit that thumbs up, give me a subscribe, turn on your notifications if you want to see what I do next. Thanks.